Everybody is Steph from the Moon Podcast, and man, it seemed like just the NFL or the Super Bowl is just a footnote this week. Between Chiefs and the Eagles compared to just what we've been getting in the NBA news and all these trade deadlines, man. And I didn't want to lose track of that. Okay. There are some interesting storylines, for the Super Bowl matchup that's going to take place this Sunday, man. And, look, one of these storylines is the officiating. Okay. There's just been, I just want to say it's been really brewing over the past month of just kind of this NFL conspiracy. The Chiefs get calls. They get a lot of calls, favorable calls is what it seems like. And that's what you get from the non-Chiefs fans, okay? Because I'm going to have an objective conversation here. Okay, I'm not going to sit up here and complain one way or the other. Okay, yeah, as a fan, I hate when officiating does just dictate the outcome of the game. Okay, sometimes I feel like some of these are phantom penalties, or this could have been let go. Okay, and it just seems like the Chiefs. It just feels like the Chiefs just tend to be the beneficiary of these penalties. It feels like that, right? But sometimes when you watch the replay or whatever, it's like, okay, that was a penalty, that was a holding, okay, that was a hit above the head, Okay, yeah, as much as I would hate them getting that call, fine, okay, but the conspiracy theories, it's not like people don't have any merit, okay, to the point now where and the NFL officials or the Association of the Referees had to put out a statement, especially the head guy, right? What's his name? Scott Green. It says it's insulting and preposterous to hear conspiracy theories that somehow 17 officiating crews consisting of 130 officials are colluding to assist one team. Okay. No, it is not preposterous. It is not preposterous. Okay. This is not about the Chiefs. This is about sports in general, football in general, and it could be like, betting. Okay. It's also hard to believe that all these officials don't have some kind of, not one of them were crooked, these past couple seasons. Not one had any stakes in any games. I'm sure the NFL would have, I'm sure you got some slick ways on passing some bets and whatnot. Okay. Let's not act like this is just some random theory out there and this is not something that could actually be a thing. Okay. The same talks as with New England back in the day, man, when they were dominating the AFC as well. It seemed like they were just in Super Bowls every other year, AFC championships every other year type, you know what I'm saying? And yes, New England definitely looked like they benefited a lot of calls. And fast forward, we have the next New England Patriots 2.0 in this generation, the Kansas City Chiefs. But you got to be good though too, right? So here's where I don't really get too involved in it. Okay, I will say this too though, that holding penalty at the end of the last year, the first time the Eagles and Chiefs went head to head, that was some BS, man. I didn't think that penalty needed to be called, man. It would have been nice to see the Eagles get a stop, and it seemed like they did, and then penalty. It was just, and to see the Eagles try to get the ball back one more time, I didn't like that. So I just, for this Super Bowl sake, I hope it doesn't come down to a penalty game that's going to dictate it. But and also too, my prediction for this Super Bowl, listen, I don't care who wins this game. I am rooting for Jalen Hurts, and I think this might be a low-scoring game. Honestly, I think this game's going to start out very slow. I think the defenses are going to showcase themselves early, and it'll be a very, very low-scoring first quarter. I probably don't expect the game to just pick up a little bit going midway through the third quarter. So yeah, man, I'm rooting for the Eagles. But I'm not going to bet against the Chiefs though. But I am rooting for the Eagles to win somewhere along the lines of 23-17. Or 23-20, something like that. Because I just think the Eagles, just both lines, fronts, offense and defensive fronts, are absolutely massive. But we shall see. Could be wrong. Chiefs could get that three-peat. Wonderful, great for Patrick Mahomes' legacy and everything. But yeah, so look, NBA. So officiating is gonna be on everybody's mind as we watch this game. Okay, I hope we see a clean officiated game. I hope they let the players play. Obviously, if there's any penalties on both sides, and it's flagrant, you call it. Okay, lined up, offsides, whatever it is, holding, clear hits to the quarterback, unnecessary roughness type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Clear PI. Call it. And be consistent for both teams. I think people want to see consistency in these games. If there's going to be penalty, if there's going to be yellow laundry all over the field, then it needs to be on both teams. It needs to be on both teams, and it needs to be called consistently. Now, if one team is clearly not prepared and they're just being sloppy all over the place, I can't knock. Okay, then, and the Chiefs happen to be the beneficiary of that. I can't get on the Chiefs for them getting the calls. They came more prepared, and the Eagles came more messier. Okay, but I hope that if both teams are playing a clean game fairly, let's not just start throwing flags all over the place to make the game more interesting. That's where the conspiracy comes into play, in my opinion. It's just like, oh, you think the play is over? You think there's going to be a change of possession? No, there was a flag here, flag there, and it's ruined. It just mucks. What refs just feel like there's three teams involved. You know, you have the two competing teams, and then you have the third team as the officiating crew. You know, so I can't get on these conspiracy theories. People who say that the games are rigged, or like they did, or they have they feel that way. They feel the calls are favored towards the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there is some of that. You know, but I also feel like teams be shooting themselves in the foot and allowing themselves to, or at least like let the refs. They put themselves in position for the refs to dictate. You know what I'm saying? So it's very interesting, very fascinating conversation that we're having in the Super Bowl. I've never recalled a Super Bowl where they're talking about the refs. Even the Patriots, I don't recall when the Patriots were going to Super Bowls that they were getting favorable calls, right? It was usually in these AFC Championship games, stuff like that. But I remember watching something. It seemed like definitely Patriots got some calls too. But that's what it seemed like the NFL is. It's like if you are that dynasty, you know, or the midst of a dynasty, you're just gonna get the benefit of the whistle. The refs are just gonna feel more comfortable with the team that is the A1 team, the team that has a consistency of winning championships. Okay, they're gonna swallow that whistle at times or throw the flag at times. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? It sucks, but it's been as clear as day at times when we can see it. You know what I'm saying? But if the Eagles were a dynasty, I'm sure people will be talking the same way for the Eagles too. You know what I'm saying? So victor goes spoils. If you want, it seemed like if you want to be the beneficiary of a lot of penalties in high stakes games, then you got to be that team that the refs are gonna have to respect. It shouldn't be that way, but I can understand and see how people can feel that way in general, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Hope you have a great game this Sunday, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.